Hello guys and welcome to my channel. So today this video is going to be all about how I edit my Instagram pictures, my Instagram feed, yada yada yada, how I keep my Instagram feed consistent, what filters I use, what apps I use to edit, how I make my highlight covers, everything about my Instagram. I get questions all the time about those types of things, and I am here today to answer all of them for you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about actually is my filter, what I use on my Instagram to filter things. So the app you're going to want to use is called Lightroom. One thing I recommend if you want to make your own little preset, you want to play around with the Lightroom app, get a picture of yourself and get a picture that is not like a selfie, it's a picture that someone took of you, and a picture that has a lot of different colors in the background. So maybe you're wearing a red shirt and blue shorts and the background has a green bush and pink flowers on one side and whatever, and like a brick building behind you, like lots of different colors, so that when you're playing around with all of these, or all the different adjustments on the app, you will be able to adjust the colors to how you like. And you'll see when I talk later about how I edit my pictures that that will benefit you in the long run for all of your other pictures to keep your feed very consistent. Sorry, I had to check if I was recording because I'm new to this, if you didn't know. So okay, so I'm gonna start screen recording now. And the first app we are going to go into is Lightroom. Now, I already have this picture pulled up, but I'm going to edit two pictures today. This one is kind of more of like a scenic picture, I guess. It's just a picture I took at World Market that has little succulents and plants and whatever. And so the first thing I'm going to do actually is go to my presets, and I'm going to hit obviously my preset. Now obviously I've gotten a lot of questions about like what I use to edit my pictures, and I've literally thought so many times, I'm like, why don't I just make a preset and sell it, because I could sell it for literally like $5 and people will probably buy it. But then I was like, no, Wessli-Ann, you know, people don't care that much. Like people don't respect you enough to buy your preset. Like, you're not up there yet, girl. So I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna do a tutorial about it. But basically, so the way I got this preset, first thing, I go into light. You can see here for the exposure, I have it on 0.27, 0.25, around there is going to be good for the exposure. And then I don't up the contrast at all. I don't really like pictures that are super contrasted. Highlights, bring the highlights down. Mine's at 42. Around 42-50 is where I like to keep my highlights at. Shadows around the 50 mark as well. And then whites I have brought down to 34, and blacks I have brought down to 26. I like to bring both of those down in my pictures. And that is all as far as like the lighting adjustment part goes. So then the next little tab that you're going to click is going to be the color tab. And there's so many options on this tab for you to play around with. So first is the temperature. I personally like my pictures to be on the warmer side, so I have my temperature up to 25. My tint is at like 15, around there. And then vibrance I've turned up to 8. You'll go to mix, and the color mix is like where you're gonna have the most fun probably with editing your pictures, because you have pretty much every single color in the rainbow to mess around with. And so that gives you the ability to almost kind of change the look of your picture, change the contrast, the hue, the saturation of your picture. So for the red tab, I have brought my hue down to 22. If you bring it up, it will make the reds seem more orange. If you bring it down, it will make them seem more red. The saturation, I didn't really mess around with a ton. you can bring that up a little bit. And then luminance, didn't really mess with. Then for the oranges, I have saturation up to a 7. This one's really good for your skin tone. You'll see that in the other picture I do. And the luminance is just at a 1. The saturation on the yellow, I've pretty much brought all the way down because there's a lot of yellow found in like greenery type things. And I like for all my greens in my pictures to be very muted. And then luminance I have turned up to 44. If you turn that down, it makes the like greens and yellows look very like flat. But if you turn it up, it has kind of a whitish hue to it, which I like. Then the greens I have left alone. Blues I've left alone. Depending on the picture and the colors you have in the picture, you're obviously going to want to mess around with those other colors, but I usually try and stay on the warmer side just because all my pictures are very warm tone. So yeah, that's how I do that. So let's go and do the same thing with a picture of me and my friend. I'm going to go back into my little preset. Now I'm going to go to lighting. Obviously everything is the same. So once you find an edit that you like, you can create a preset out of it on your app, and then anytime you upload a picture, you just click the little presets tab and hit the preset that you want on it. And that is how you do that to make sure that all of your pictures are consistently, or your feed is very consistent. So basically I have edited everything the same exact way as I did the cactus picture. But one thing when it comes to skin tone I wanted to show you. So on the orange, basically most people's skin tones, like the Lightroom app's going to pick that up as like an orangey tone. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So if you turn that luminance down, it will make you look more tan. And that is basically it. So now I'm going to show you my final step in editing my pictures. So once I am done with the Lightroom app, I save the image. Then I will go into the Visco app and I will add the picture that I just edited. And I will go into the filters and select A6, and then I will just bring that down to about an 8, 7-ish, depending on the picture. And that is exactly how I edit my pictures. So the next thing I want to show you is a little hack. Not even really a hack, it's like actually Instagram provided this for you, because a lot of people do not know this. So when it comes to making your highlight covers, I can do a whole nother video on that if you want. But one thing I did want to show you, if you already do have your highlight covers, how you add the highlight covers without adding the highlight cover to your story. Because I know people hate that. I know people are like, don't mind me over here just making highlight covers. Like, you don't have to be that annoying person anymore because Instagram has solved this issue for you. So you're going to go to your highlight, you're going to click more, edit highlight. Then you're going to click edit cover. Now here is where you normally would pick a picture that you have already added to your Instagram story. You now can slide over all the way to the left and there is a little like photo icon. Click that and you can now add whatever picture you want to make your highlight cover. And obviously I'm not going to change my highlight cover, but once you hit done, it's done. And you don't have to worry about bothering people with your obnoxious Instagram stories about your highlight covers. That concludes today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button. It would mean so much to me. I would really appreciate it. And like this video if you like these types of videos. Obviously, as I get more into this, I will kind of figure out what people like and what I like to film. But yeah, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.